No, y'all, can we talk about it? Can we please talk about it? Let's take a moment to discuss. Let's take a moment to debrief. Let's take a moment to unpack. So I'm not really understanding why they're not telling y'all. Like, we all know that the world is behind, like, globally, like, because of the pandemic and stuff. But I don't understand why they're not stressing to y'all how bad it is. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but these kids are... I'm going to just say this. I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level. I don't care how you flip it, turn it, swing it, swindle it. They still performing on the 4th grade level. Ain't nobody talking about how they just keep moving, passing them on. They just keep passing them on, 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 passing them on. I can put as many zeros in this grade book as I want to. They're gonna move that child to the 8th grade next year. Ain't nobody talking about that. Why they not talking about that? Why they not telling y'all that y'all... And why don't y'all know that y'all kids not performing on their grade level? Why y'all don't know this? Why y'all don't know? Talk about it. Let's unpack. Because y'all be quick to talk about, oh, the teacher this, the teacher this, the teacher. It's your job, baby. I just got here 30 days ago. She was performing on the 4th grade level since 4th grade. Why we not talk? Well, let's talk about it. You the teacher. You supposed to be, again, she's been on the 4th grade level since the 4th grade. We in 7th grade now. So you let this child go 3 years and you never knew that your child was still in the 4th grade, ain't never left the... Hang it up, flat screen. And 4th graders being nice. I still have kids performing on grade K, 1, 2, and 3rd grade levels. I could probably count on one hand how many kids are actually performing on their grade level. So just imagine, you don't know that your child been on the 2nd grade level since the 2nd grade and they now in the 7th or 8th grade? Are you joking right now? And these are future leaders, our future doctors, our future nurses, our future... Please.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. When he did the little head turn, but when his eyes was turning, looking to the side, I'm thinking like, yo, there's no way he's filming this video with the kids in the classroom. But all jokes aside, this is a serious problem because he's a 7th grade teacher and he's got students performing on 4th grade and lower. People are sitting there saying that, isn't it your responsibility to teach? Yes, it's job to teach 7th grade concepts, the shit you learn in 7th grade. If I got kids that on 3, 4, 2, 1, how am I supposed to teach them 7th grade stuff? That's not a part of my job description. His job description is to teach the 7th grade, not pick up and where 4th, 5th, and 6th grade failed, or 2nd and 3rd grade failed, and to bring them all up in the span of 1 year. He just said he got to 30 days ago. It took him 30 days to figure out why them kids can't do the work that he's given them. That's not his responsibility to make sure that they do the work when they go home. His responsibility is to teach them the concepts, give them homework and testing to make sure they understand it and are able to apply it. If I give you homework as you're a student, I give you homework and you go home and don't do it and then bring it back to me, it's not done. What am I? That's my job to make sure you do your homework at home? That's crazy to me. People really think that teachers have utmost control over kids. Kids are menaces. We was all kids once. Kids are fucking terrible. I was a menace as a kid. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I did my work and I graduated on time. But still, kids are fucking very difficult to deal with, and expecting I'm all for. I will argue up and down when people say that teachers make less than they should. Teachers should make more. There's good teachers, there's bad teachers. And I think that based on your skill level and how many kids you have that are doing exceptionally well, you should get a pay raise. Otherwise, if you're a bad teacher, you have students performing bad all the time, you should not get a pay raise. Now, back to the fact that parents are not holding themselves accountable, and yes, the pandemic was very unexpected, and there's no surefire way to deal with all the problems, especially with your kids not being on the level that they should be academically. This is your responsibility. These are your kids. You have a 9 to 5. You gotta put food on the table, pay your bills. But when you decided to have kids, whether it was planned or not planned, you have a child here. A part of having a child is making sure academically they are developed. And when you do not have a child that is academically developed, how are you looking at the teacher that's giving them the work and the kids aren't doing it or they can't understand it because they're about 3-4 years back. That's insane to me. And let's also talk about the fact that teachers have to teach classes, maintain order, be part-time security, because kids, they fight, they pick on each other, they do all types of stuff. Got to be a guidance counselor / therapist, because you may have taken away your children's Xbox the night before. They come to school mad as hell, and I got to deal with the aftermath. I got a mad kid that won't do any of the work. I call on him to answer a math question, and he mad about his Xbox. This is not on teachers. This man is 100% right. There's no way that this kid slipped through the hoops for 3, 4, 5 years, or got passed on. People keep passing them on, and at some point, someone's going to realize, hey, he shouldn't be here. We're gonna have to hold him back. And when I tell you, and I guarantee you, once they get to high school, they do not care. You could be in high school up until you're 21. They will keep you there. Them kids are gonna be looking crazy. I don't think they're gonna fail. If they got like too many, they're not gonna fail all of them, because they do not have the capacity to sit there and continuously fail a bunch of kids. But there's going to be a select group of kids that's going to get held back, and that's just the reality of it.
That your child was still in the 4th grade, ain't never left the.
Now let's just start with the fact that this was egregiously inappropriate. Imagine being a parent or a child and seeing your teacher get on TikTok, or your child's teacher get on TikTok, and talk about how behind your kids are in terms of their reading level. And it's not like it's hard to know who he's talking about. You're one teacher in a school. You only teach certain kids. Come on. And then my next question.
We're going to stop right there. First off, around 6th grade, 6th through 8th grade, teachers, they see, in my school, I know for a fact, they had Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. Minimum it's about 30 kids, 30 to 35 kids. So, yeah, you see a set number, but it's really about 200 kids. So it's easy, but it's not easy at the same time. So honestly, that's pretty inaccurate. He sees about 200 kids per day.
Question is, what's your plan to grow their reading levels? Because them same assessments that you use to determine what reading level they're on in the first place are not for you to get on here and tell the world that they're reading at a 4th grade level. It's supposed to be used as data to inform the instruction and intervention that you plan to provide for students who are not on the appropriate reading level.
There's a problem right there. He didn't want people to, he doesn't want the information to get out there, but at some point it needs to get out there, because if they made it all the way to 7th grade and they're on the 4th, 3rd, 2nd grade, they're not on the 7th grade, something has to be done, because he's not prepared to teach kids that aren't on at least the 6th grade level. If they're on the 6th grade level, he can deal with that. He's prepared for that, because they just came from 6th and they're now on 7th. His job is to get them to a 7th grade level so they can be ready for 8th grade. But he can't do that because they're not on the appropriate level. So him doing that, well, it was actually him a part of, he's figuring out what's the problem. Why can they not understand? In the 30 days he's been there. He's only been there 30 days. He's actually doing his job, trying to figure out what can he do, and he's figured out, it might not be possible to save them, because he ain't prepared for that. Let's continue.
And while you telling the parents they should have known that their child was on a 4th grade reading level, it doesn't matter, because it's not their job to remediate. It's yours as the teacher. And it sounds like your only plan here is to give out zeros to try to get kids to be retained. And what is made profoundly clear to me, based on that video, is that you've done no training to understand access. Because many parents don't have the tools to understand what reading level their student is on. You know why? Because the system doesn't allow for it. And you've obviously done no research on how detrimental it is for kids to not be retained. Because if you did, you would know that every time that a student is retained, it makes it less likely for them to graduate from high school. So how would retaining them be helpful in any capacity? But it doesn't matter, because you've already let every child and every adult know that you don't believe that their student can be successful in your classroom. You thought you ate them up. This is not the flex you thought it was. That's literally your job. The call is coming from inside. Hell up.
So this, I feel like he completely ignored like the first half of the teacher's video, because he literally stated that he knows that the pandemic kind of set a lot of people back, but you know what I'm saying, like the pandemic was absolutely devastating, and it's honestly it really ain't even over yet. So he credited the pandemic to a lot of the students, as many students as it is. And he's just over here trying to he's really absolving the parents of any type of accountability whatsoever. Because there's absolutely no way through, back when I went to school, we had report cards. My mom used to always be like, where's the report card? Where's the report card? And, when I know I did bad, I'm over there dreading trying to bring it back home. I took as long as possible. But eventually, you can't hide it forever. Because the report card going to come, they're going to show how you're doing, and if you're on track to pass or not. And truth be told, failing a grade, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. And now, if a parent goes on TikTok and sees their teacher, you know that that's your child's teacher, but you don't know that they're not on the level that they're supposed to be on. That don't make no sense. You cannot absolve parents of every single thing and say that's the teacher's job. No, it's not the teacher's job. He's not prepared to bring them up from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade all the way to 7th. If they were in 6th grade, he can deal with that because that's what they're supposed to be on. That's what that's around the level they're supposed to be able to learn the 7th grade material to get them ready for 8th grade. There's no 8th grade teachers out here bringing someone up from 2nd grade, 3rd grade level all the way up to prepare them for high school. That's insanity. They're gonna look at all the previous teachers like, you didn't figure that out, or you just what happened? Did you fail them and they still pushed them on? Because I know they can't hold everybody back. That's impossible. And then he also said that if retaining them is just detrimental for their development and whatnot. No, it's not. They retain people so they have an extra year to learn the material because they weren't able to get it the first go around. That's what retaining is for. It's not to promote low high school graduation rates. Nobody wants to really fail the kids. They understand that a certain amount of kids might not get it on time. That's why they hold them back. I really feel like this guy is trying to sit there and absolve parents of their responsibility to check up on their kids' academic progress. Because I understand that parents work. All the parents have to work to keep bills on the table. They might miss a few things, but there's no way you can miss years of academic progress, and then think that it is the teacher's responsibility to bring them up. When you send off your kids to school, the schools don't teach them how to walk, talk, read, and write. That's supposed to already have been learned, and the school picks up on that and teaches them on the appropriate level and continues their progress. Not to start from scratch. I got a blank kid. They learn nothing at home, so the parents just sent them there just because they needed somebody to watch the kids for the day while they're at work. That's not how it works. It's not school. That's not how school works at all.